welcome back to an episode of We Are again doing missions. Looks like we are going to fight some dwarfs now. Oh yeah.
For 5 days you ride under an overcast sky. One night, sitting by the campfire, Rerah offers you and your companions a sip of brandy. She tells you about her life as a privateer, her return to Windholme, and about Herrik's rise to power. The worst about people like him, she says, her eyes drift off, almost as though she is talking to herself, is that they claim to speak for all of us, but he doesn't. We'll make sure he understands that.
So, there's a part I haven't told you. While it's true that nobody will question that letter once we're inside, those bridge guards have been briefed. They know who they're expecting.
That's bad.
Not necessarily. They don't know what Zverak Yor looks like. But they know his reputation.
Which is?
That he is the most unlikable, self-entitled person to have ever walked the face of Io. In other words, you'll have to act the part and they'll let us through.
Oh.
Interesting. Very interesting indeed.
Hold it right there. No gravel eaters past this point.
Servant, there are 2 gnomes obstructing my path. One short, one fat. Both ugly.
Just 2 insignificant guards, your most brightly beaming brilliance.
Don't overdo it.
What was that?
His foul breath is numbing my senses.
The ugly gnome is still talking, servant. His foul breath is numbing my senses.
All right, that's it. Go.
Wait, are you from Imperia? I recognize that accent.
Somehow you have to figure out the one that is the most high and mighty.
Hold it right there.
Okay, so
No
the first one is servant.
What was that?
The next one is his foul breath is numbing my senses.
The ugly gnome is still talking, servant.
All right.
Wait, are you from Imperia?
Okay, now.
I recognize that accent. Hello? Anybody in there?
His most delicately dazzling brilliance would like to be properly addressed when spoken to.
Need half balls. What?
Oh, your most luminous brilliance. Hearken to my humble question. Who are you?
Look at that. The fat gnome is capable of speech. Servant, tell him who I am.
You are speaking to Zverak Yor, also known as the creator of marvels, the architect of wonders. We are here at the invitation of your leader, High Hierophant Herrik. Here's our letter of passage.
I see. Well then, go on through. And forgive the inconvenience. We didn't know who we were talking to.
That much was evident. Come now, servant. Let us swiftly get many miles between us and these miscreants.
Thank goodness we saved ourselves 1,000 gold. At least. Or 4, or whatever. But, yeah. First one is servant, then is foul stench, and then you cross your arms and hope for the best.
You know the way, right?
I'm impressed, General. Truly impressed.
At least you're having fun. Come, let's find Malik. He's expecting us. Hold it. That's Herrik. Seems as if he's given another one of his speeches.
Ooh.
We might want to give it a listen. The more we learn about this man, the better.
Good point.
I say, no more! For centuries, those gravel eaters have kept us weak. Treaties, alliances, conclaves, all they did was try to put us in shackles. But no, of course that wasn't enough. They also took it upon themselves to poison our culture. And damn, how they succeeded. Look around, brothers. Look at what our once so proud nation has become. Dwarves mixing with surface folk, breeding offspring whose existence alone is an insult to our ancestors. Women, the goddesses of life, wielding axes, making laws, when they should be ensuring the survival of our people. Dwarves who don't know which end of the axe to hold. We've become a joke, brothers. A disgrace! And do you know what I'm seeing? 5 years from now, I see these halls deserted. Nothing left but the wind, the rats, and a handful of fragile creatures whose only purpose is to mine ore for the rich surface men. I see crypts filled with the corpses of dwarves. Dwarves who did not die in battle, but from the degeneration the Gravel Eaters brought upon us. I see the end of a people whom Nihal once chose to rule all the mountains of Io. But we won't take it. We won't let them poison our minds, take our pride, force us into servitude. We will show them our true face. And oh, brothers, they won't like it. No more treaties, no more bargains, no more outsiders within these sacred halls.
Ooh, not good.
Only the sons of Granite, proud and strong, axes home, baring their teeth to anybody who dares to challenge us. Are you with me? Yeah! What are you, Gravel Eaters? I want to hear you shout it at the top of your lungs. Fill every corner of these sacred halls with your voices. Shout it like the proud men that I see before me. Gravel no longer. We are of Granite. Are you with me? Yeah! Gravel no more. We are Granite. Gravel no more. We are Granite. Then go and make me proud.
Well,
Impressive, isn't it? Regardless of how much I hate this guy, I have to hand it to him. He knows how to make a speech.
Well, I can see why the people follow him.
So can I. Though... Yeah.
What?
Arrakis may present himself as a saint, but I'm sure he has skeletons in his closet.
obviously.
We tried to dig up dirt in him before, but never found anything. If we get the chance to search inside the castle walls, well, that's a different story. In other words, we should keep an eye out for anything interesting once we're inside the fortress. I doubt it'll help convince those oafs that they're following the wrong shepherd, but it's worth a try.
Over here, there we go. Rise, sons of Granite, reclaim Windwall's former glory. Say no to Northander taking our land and women. Let Arrakis shepherd you towards greatness. The illegitimate reign of Rerah the Meek is over, and not even the Northander whore that birthed him will shed a tear. Windwall has lived in fear and submission for far too long. Ashamed of our legacy, we were ashamed to speak the truth that is far too improper for our friends in Northander. The truth that shall not be silenced any longer. Dwarfs are the guardians, chosen race. We have been gifted with the wisdom and fortitude to demonstrate to our inferiors what it means to walk the righteous path of Windholme. We shall be weak no longer. The days of accepting gravel eaters in our midst are long gone. The impurities that led to this land's demise will be cleansed. Gravel no longer, we are of granite. To do this, we all need to be strong, like the dwarfs of old. Those who follow High Hierophant Arrakis shall all become his children, his granite sons. What is a granite son, you ask? A granite son doesn't ask, a granite son takes. A granite son doesn't negotiate, a granite son commands. A granite son doesn't bow, a granite son rules. It's time to reclaim what's ours and to show our world what we are made of. To achieve that, we need your help. Join High Hierophant Arrakis' Revolution of Truth today. If they join him, wouldn't that mean that they bow to his rule? Isn't that the same thing?
Ah, just the kind of person I was looking for.
Excuse me?
You know how to fight, eh? More importantly, how to survive.
Yes.
Just what I thought. I have a proposal for you then. One that'll make us both legends. You ever heard of Wyvern fire?
Wyvern fire? You mean the third hottest flame on Io?
Bingo.
I have no idea why it's the third hottest, but okay.
They say that everything forged by Wyvern fire is 50 times as strong as its conventional counterpart. Well, maybe not 50 exactly, but a lot. You get the idea. Now, here's the thing. I actually got my hands on a Wyvern. And you know what? Its flame melted my whole damn forge. A mature Wyvern's fire is too hot to handle. But a hatchling, that'd be more manageable. You get me a Wyvern egg. I'll craft you Wyvern fire weapons, armor, the works. You'll be legendary. What do you say?
You have a deal.
Aye. Good on you. Come back when you have the egg.
What's in this for you?
I told you. This will make us both legends. The items I craft are of no use sitting around my workshop. It needs to be used, appreciated. Deeds must be done with them, stories told of them. The more renown is attached to your name, the more renown is attached to my name. And what greater achievement is there than to become a legend?
Where am I supposed to get a wyvern egg?
Well, I heard talk of a Wyvern breeding ground out in the scorching desert. You could look there.
Hold on. Wyverns are extremely hostile, especially when breeding. You want us to risk our lives for this?
I mean, I did ask if you're the surviving type.
I'd like something crafted.
Aye, and I'd like to craft a fine piece of gear for you. But my little flame needs a rest. Can't have his little fire going out. Why don't you come back later?
Alright.
I'll be going.
Aye, be seeing you.
Sir, could I have a minute of your time?
What do you need?
You look like a worldly person. A bold adventurer, even. Not many of those around here these days. Anyway, I've decided to leave this grim place and seek my luck on the road. So I was thinking, could you maybe test my adventuring knowledge and see if I'm up to the challenge?
I'm a soldier, not an adventurer. I wouldn't even know where to start.
But you've traveled the world. You've seen what's out there. Just see if I could theoretically manage situations you get yourself in while traveling.
Why are you so eager to risk your life like this? I promise you, life on the road isn't nearly as glamorous as the folk tales make it out to be.
However it is, it's better than staying in Windholme. I don't know if you've noticed, but this city isn't currently a friendly place for the dwarves like me.
She's right.
It looks like I have little choice in the matter. Just remember, passing my test does not guarantee your survival. Even with all the knowledge in the world, what you're choosing is a very dangerous life. The road is treacherous, and you need to always keep that in mind. Trust no one but yourself.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, let me think. All right, a group of bandits surrounds you. What do?
I talk to them, ascertain what they're after. If it's greed, maybe I can convince them that I'm more valuable to them alive. If it's desperation, I talk to them. No one just chooses this line of work, and most people have reservations about it. And if all else fails, I kick them in the royal jewels and run, of course.
Wow.
What?
I was expecting you to say something along the lines of, I'll teach them a lesson, no one messes with me. But I have to say, your answer was surprisingly reasonable. Not what I would expect from someone so young.
I told you, I'm not trying to be the new Tahar. I know what I'm getting into.
Very well. What do you expect from an adventurer's life?
I'm not stupid. I know I'm not going to be helping dashing princes or finding ancient treasures. I just want to change people's lives for the better. Doesn't really matter if it's dealing with some bandits, killing a pack of rabid wolves, or cleaning horse manure for a crippled farmer. I just want to help.
I won't lie, that's a very impressive answer.
Thank you.
You're right. We need more compassion, especially these days. Seeing people like you gives me hope for the future.
Thank you, General.
I have to go now.
Oh, already? So what do you think? Am I ready?
No one is ready for the life you're choosing. I recommend settling down somewhere quiet, away from this mess.
What?
Having said that, you seem to be committed to helping people, and the people of Io need help. Just ask yourself, am I ready to risk my life for people that may not even appreciate my efforts? If the answer is yes, then you have my blessing.
It's not impulsive, I promise. I know what I'm risking.
Then all there is left for me to do is wish you luck.
Thank you for being so kind, General. Good luck to you, too.
Well, you lot look a bit too old to join us. Besides, you're all filthy gravel eaters.
Join you? What are you talking about?
The young lads of Arrakis, of course. Our revolution's youth organization.
Get them while they're young, eh? The Exalted Father would have been proud.
I wouldn't say that at all. It's just a question of honest education, giving them the whole truth about our heritage. We are really proud of our activities and programs. I'd be happy to tell you about us. We have nothing to hide.
I was wondering, do you get a lot of sign-ups?
Oh yes. Our meetings didn't used to be popular at all. But now we're breaking attendance records every single time. I guess our youth just needed a bit more time to realize that it's okay to have pride in what they are.
Huh. So tell me, how exactly do you plan to educate the youth?
It's all about pride. Helping them realize that they don't have to cower and apologize for what they are.
And how are you gonna help them with that?
First of all, we want to get them out there. Meet other sons of Granite and see how it feels to be their true self. Unshackled from societal conventions and fear. And also, we need to give them access to the right sources. Scholars and intellectuals are good at pretending they are objective while protecting the old doctrine.
What would you replace it with?
The immortal knowledge of Arrakis, of course. In the current climate, only his words can be trusted. Shielding the next generation from all the deceit out there and sharing the wisdom of our leader is more than enough.
Another time, okay? There's something I need to take care of.
What are you looking at?
Sorry, I couldn't help but notice how upset you are. Do you mind if I asked you what's wrong?
What's wrong? It's bloody thievery is what it is. Them beardless dregs have no right to my stuff. Do you know how long it's been in my family? A long time.
Whoa, slow down. Who stole from you and what did they steal?
He have balls. My hammer. Ever since that beardless gasbag took over Windholme, his stone lickers have been rounding up all the Moonsilver for that damn statue, including my family hammer. How's a smith supposed to work without his hammer?
How was your hammer stolen?
Dust and stones, are you even listening? Them Granite babies showed up and demanded I hand over any Moonsilver for the glory of the Dwarven Empire. The bloody thieves.
They can do that? Just seize whatever they want?
You wouldn't believe how many gravel-headed fools there are. They hand over the stuff like they're proud to help the beardless dread. And then when they get dwarves like me, the damn stone lickers hold you down while they ransack your home. Ah, I should have set fire to their beards.
I understand the sentimental value of your heirloom, but can't you use a different hammer for your work?
Oh, sure, I can use a different hammer. Why don't I give away my stuff for free, too, while I'm at it? That'd be all shite anyway.
Okay, I'm sorry. It was only a suggestion.
I will take your suggestion and shove it to the sky.
Sorry to hear that. I'll let you know if I find a Moonsilver hammer.
That'll waste your time. It's long gone by now. Probably melted down for that damn statue. If those stone lickers ever come back, I'm setting their beards on fire.
Me have blessed my beard. Excuse me, you there. Might I have a word?
Yes, you can.
Well,
Can I help you?
Aye, that you can. My name's Herrik Grainblast. You look like a surfer who gets around.
Grainblast. I actually have a letter for you. The messenger died on the way here.
You do? Well, then it must be from my boy. Let me see. Well, this is odd. It doesn't mention Hallabrook at all.
Calibrock. What's so important about it?
Well, you see, my son, Idar, and his friend set out for the city nearly 2 moons ago. He was supposed to write me once he got there, but the letter never came. This letter you found doesn't say anything about reaching Hallabrook. So either this was written afterwards, or they never even made it. Dust and stones, I told him it was too dangerous. Would you mind asking around for him if you find yourself there?
Why Calibrock? What was he hoping to find there?
Ah, he was always fascinated with the idea of other far-off lands. Calibrock was supposed to be the first of many stops on his so-called tour of Fiara. You know, it was actually his friend's idea to travel together. I doubt my boy would have gotten the notion to leave Windholme on his own.
I'll see what I can do.
If you can find anything out, that would set my mind at ease.
You wanted to speak to me?
Aye, my friend, I did. You're an outsider, huh? What a refreshing sight. The guards aren't letting many of you in these days. Allow me to introduce myself. My name's Gorag Rockrin, representative of the Historical Society. If you're feeling particularly philanthropic, I have a proposition for you.
I'm listening.
The Society has a keen interest in acquiring old Moonsilver artifacts. Our ancestors spread all across Fiara, leaving pieces of history behind. We'd like to bring those pieces home. For every artifact you bring me, I will compensate you accordingly. How's that sound?
Is this somehow connected to this giant statue High Hierophant Herrik is building?
What? Because these artifacts are made of Moonsilver? Good gracious, no. I'd rather cut off my own beard than let him melt these artifacts for his bloody statue. But that probably isn't a conversation we should be having here. Now, you were saying?
I'd like to know more about your society.
Ah, yes, of course. We were founded with a generous patronage from the late King Rerah, hence our name. Our mission is to preserve and promote our history.
And how's your mission going?
I won't lie, it's a challenge at times. So many of us only look ahead, forgetting that the past has so much to teach us. That's why it is our hope that these Moonsilver artifacts will spur more interest in our efforts.
Why do you want these Moonsilver artifacts?
All this talk we've been having about traditions and culture, we see it as an opportunity. People are interested in our history now more than ever, and these artifacts are part of that legacy. We want to start a museum where all dwarves can view and appreciate our history. This collection would be part of that. Besides, you see that statue they're working on? If Arrakis gets his hand on those artifacts, he'll just melt them down like they're ingots. He has no appreciation for their true value.
I've already found some Moonsilver artifacts. Here you go.
Ah, wonderful! Thank you so much, Surfacer. Compensation, as agreed. And in addition, I'd like you to have this. The Society is most grateful for your patronage. Let me know if you find anything else on your travels.
So, find the rebels' hideout. We got the rebels' hideout. When one thinks of Northander military, one often thinks of the might of her armies rather than her naval forces. It is, after all, the armies of the major houses that figure most frequently in the annals of war. Yet one of the most important battles in Northander long history was fought out not on land, but at sea. In the Battle of Stone Bay, Empyreans had long coveted Northander as a land of opportunity and conquest, even as their emperor made overtures of peace to the royal court in Greyfell, a plan for invasion. Knowing that the Northander forces could assemble faster than they could cross the sea to Fiara, Empyreans relied upon secrecy and deceit to keep their motives hidden. On an early summer morning, scouts spotted an armada of ships on the horizon near Stone Bay. Admiral Ilbertus Dabezi, commander of the naval forces in the area, mustered the ships scattered around the bay. He knew that if the appearance of warships were surprise help was not coming. Only their few dozen ships stood between Imperia and the conquest of their homeland. The Northander navy was outnumbered and ill prepared for an attack. The bay was filled with smoke, its ships burned and drowned. Still, the admiral knew the bay better than the invaders and used this knowledge to direct the remaining ships to follow his mast. As the wind changed direction, as was common in that region, the Northander ships outmaneuvered the Empyreans. Admiral de Bazzi directed his ships, the Juggernaut, straight into the enemy's flagship. As the two ships collided, Northander troops boarded and seized the ship. With the Empyrean admiral captured, the battle was over. Not a single Empyrean soldier had set foot upon Northander's soil.
Malik.
Rerah. And I assume this is the fabled General Erev.
Aye.
Huh. Remind me, why do we trust him?
Stones, we talked about this, didn't we?
Aye. Before I learned that we're dealing with a war criminal here. Yes, General, I know about that mysterious night when you lost your entire division. How convenient that you remember nothing.
Believe me or not, I honestly don't remember.
If it were up to me, I send you right back across the Sea of Dreams. Sadly, this is my sister's idea, and her responsibility.
Malik, this is embarrassing. These people aren't here because they want to be your drinking buddies. They're here because we need them and they need us. Now, please tell me you did more than just brood over the General's past when I was gone. Like, work out the plan, as you said you would.
I'm guessing my sister has already briefed you on our objective?
Break into the Windholme treasuries and steal money and weapons to build up your movement.
Well said. Now, since trying to enter the castle through the main gates is akin to suicide, our men spent the past weeks looking for a side entrance, and they found it.
A map?
Of the Windholme catacombs, aye. Just follow the marked path and it should take you right below the castle undercroft, where you'll find a buried tunnel. Clear the rubble, and presto, you're in. Questions?
You have enough men at your disposal, don't you? I still don't understand why you need us for this.
I'm with you on that. So, maybe my sister should explain.
Let me think. Because most of our men are just angry boys and girls who have never used their axes in actual battle. What we're about to do is dangerous, and we don't have the coin to afford mercenaries. Which, again, Malik, is the whole point of this. We need money to hire muscle, and weapons to equip them with. I'm all for your fiery speeches, but words alone won't bring down a tyrant. So here's your answer, General. You know how to fight, and according to your queen, you know how to lead. That's why you're here.
A buried tunnel leading right into the undercroft? That sounds almost too good to be true.
Yeah, I thought the same. But apparently the architects were planning to extend the castle further down into the mountain years ago, but stopped. That tunnel is a leftover.
And if we succeed, you'll use the money to build up your troops and take care of Arrakis, right?
Oh yes, we will.
Also, my men and I will help you in your own mission while Malik prepares the coup. Just as we agreed.
What do we do if we run into guards?
Crack open a beer with them. What do you think? You take them out as fast as you can.
Though it shouldn't come to that if we're careful enough.
Fair enough. And is there anything specific we should look for once we're inside?
Money, gold, Moonsilver weapons. Don't bother with the rest. And maybe you'll be able to dig up some dirt on Arrakis. Scandal or something might help us to slow Arrakis' march to power.
All right, we'll see what we can do.
Just don't fuck up. Oh, and one more thing. My man saw an odd dwarf going in and out of the tunnels. I don't think he has anything to do with Arrakis. We haven't seen him in a moon, but maybe keep an eye out.
An odd dwarf?
Aye, a mud dweller by the looks of it. I'm guessing he lives down there. Who knows? Maybe someone else whose life Arrakis' Granite idiots destroyed.
Understood. We'll speak later.
I have to say, fair lady, your brother is a real ray of sunshine.
I know. Sorry for him going off on you. It's just... he's complicated.
Pity that dwarven circle mage Iskrim isn't back from his expedition yet. I'm sure he'd be infuriated if he knew about this.
Aye. You mentioned that before. He lost one of his relatives during the first Blackstone Rebellion, right?
Something like that, yes.